that's been seriously or just injured. We talked about this before. Which was the biggest fight of the weekend? Was it Usyk versus Fury, or was it Bush versus Stenhouse?
I'm going to go Bush versus Stenhouse. This reminds me of the NASCAR I kind of grew up with, where these guys weren't friends, and these guys necessarily aren't a bunch of pretty boy rich kids that get their dad to pay for all their race car stuff, and then all of a sudden they, cry and pout about things, stomp off, maybe yell at each other in a press conference. No, they're going to settle it out in pit row. I just think, too, that NASCAR needs some drama, man. They need a little bit of drama.
It's like golf.
I agree.
When Scheffler got arrested, that PGA Championship ratings went up probably 10%, 20%. You had to watch. I had to watch. And then he golfed so well. Yeah, early. Saturday kind of fell out because he said he just mentally he probably the shock and all the awe and all the other crap wore off a little bit, maybe it sank in. I don't know, but then he came back on Sunday and he played. I think he shot 7 under yesterday or 6 under yesterday, and he finished 8th overall. But just the drama and all the stuff, and the fact that somebody lost their life in the early morning accident and all the above. I mean, it makes it more interesting. So I think the NASCAR incident. Listen, we love Tyson Fury. Usyk is a good fighter. But, they're still, did it help their sport more than Bush Stenhouse? I don't think so.
It was a great fight, but I don't think a lot of people, especially in the United States, were really geared up for Usyk Fury.
No.
Man, I can't wait to the Usyk Fury fight. No. Now, there's a good contention that did, and that's great. But fighting's fighting in boxing. That is the sport.
There's no element where you go, wow, because of the fight. You're supposed to do that. That's what the schedule was.
And what's the next thing? For me, the next thing, I can't wait to see the next race. Who knows what's going to happen out on the track or in pit row. For Usyk, when's he going to fight again? Who knows? 3 months?
And he's not going to fight Fury unless they do another rematch. Right. And why would he? He doesn't need to. He's the champ now.
And even if they did, is there a serious bad blood thing between the two that causes extra drama? I totally agree.
And I think a lot of their drama is scripted. I don't think they hate each other as much as they. It's like this Tyson fight. With Jake Paul. Honestly, I don't really care, and I think Paul's going to win because it's scripted. But at the same time, that there's this fake energy that they're trying to, make a fake hatred. They're 30 years apart in age, and it's almost unwatchable. But even these guys, it's kind of like, the guy that really captivates you is Conor McGregor.
I think
he hates everybody,
right? Or sells it. As if it is total true hate. Like him and Diaz. I thought him and Diaz, the fights that they've had together and the press conferences
before. I think Diaz hates everybody, man.
True. And even if they don't, it feels like they do. It feels like they're real about it.
And even McGregor, when he was like, I wanted to apologize to nobody.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that makes the fans want to watch. You either love a guy or you hate a guy. And I think in racing, I think everybody either hates Kyle Busch or loves Kyle Busch, and I think that a lot of people, when Stenhouse threw that right cross, he threw that punch for a lot of people, like Kurt said.
And a lot of people, if you are even consider yourself a race, quote-unquote, fan, even you fans will just watch the start of the race, watch the finish of the race. Now you've got a reason to watch a lot more of the race because you don't know what kind of drama may ensue during the actual course of the game. I think about baseball all the time. There's baseball games that drag.
Absolutely. But if you watched the Mets-Marlins the other night, you watched 8 innings of Boresville, and then the best part was the bottom of the 9th when Diaz comes in and gives up 4.
Yeah.
And you could have watched that. You could have watched that 5 minutes of baseball or 10 minutes of baseball, and that will bring you back for the next game. And then, again, 8 innings will bore you to tears, and then there'll be 1 inning where you're like, wow, this is amazing, and that's just what just happened in NASCAR.
But not if Jazz Chisholm spikes Lindor on Friday, sliding into second. Now you've got a reason to watch Saturday and Sunday, all 9 innings, because you don't know what kind of drama could possibly happen. Now, listen, we don't try to get everybody to fight. We're not trying to advocate fighting in sports.
No.
Not at all. These are professionals, first of all, and we just love when the emotions take over.
What was the last good fight? Yarborough and what's-his-face 40 years ago? I mean, and that was when I think Cale threw his helmet at Bobby. Was it Bobby or one of the unsers?
You telling me you don't like it when Danica got mad and went into the pit row knowing that she wasn't really going to fight? She kept her helmet on, but still, that was like some scrap.
That's like my wife every day when I don't pick up my socks.
Oh, so
she does that.
Throws the helmet right at you.
Or a pot.
I just feel like when you have your emotions get the best of you, to me, it shows that you care. And I hate saying that because, like, all these overpriced NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL people, when they lose and we don't think that they care, it's, like, heartbreaking for all of us. And when you see that it cares to the point where they're actually going to punch somebody right in front of a bunch of cameras, like, wow, this dude really cared about that race. And that makes you care about that race because you know these guys do too.
Well, and because we hear it too much, and I think the NBA right now is the most guilty of it. And LeBron James, when he was like, it's just another loss or whatever, the only people that care are the fans. You're damn right. Yeah. You're damn right because they're the ones that are paying for those overpriced tickets in LA. They're the ones that have these overpriced TV packages that they got to pay for. You're absolutely right. And I think that, when you're watching people that are passionate about what they're doing, especially, listen, first of all, like I said before, when I'm watching Formula One, or even if I'm watching motorcycle racing, or if I'm watching NASCAR, I know there's an inherent danger. And I know you've got to be passionate about what you do because you're putting your life on the line. And, lately, I think the last couple of years, Kurt and I have talked a lot about safety over the last 100 years in racing, and it's still scary. And they're still going faster. So when something like I was just talking to him about, I don't like short tracks. He's like, oh, that's a great track because they're not getting top speed on that track. And Logano led 199 at 200 laps. I mean, how exciting is that?
But when it's life and death and you're driving 189 and you do something that may have almost killed me.
Some guy just taps your rear end of your car and flips you 15 times and he survives and he gets out and he attacks you in the pit. Then now we're talking.
Now you know what it's like when you're standing in the batter's box and a slider at 98 comes right by your nose, Dibble.
I never got that feeling. I only gave that feeling.
I know.
That's why they got so pissed at me.
Exactly.
Threw their helmet at me. Eric Yelding fired his helmet at me.
The Danica Patrick move.
There you go. Honestly, I thought it was a great move.
That's where she got it from.
To this day, I congratulate. That was a great move. Good distraction.
Bad throw, though.
Oh, no. The bad throw was Bryce Harper when he whipped on the throw. The helmet went the other way.
That was funny.
Dude, you didn't even make contact.
Bad throw.
All right. Who we had?
Who'd y'all have?
We had a lot.
Get any winners?
We'll see how we did. We did have some winners. We'll be right back.